Hey everyone, welcome back. Firstly, thanks to the new subscribers who've joined recently. I'm sure you guys know who you are. We're still a little channel. Well, there's not many people watching, but I'm trying to put more videos out and get more done. So stay with it and enjoy the ride. In this one, I'm going to do a very gentle introduction to the Inkscape pen tool. Now, I've been looking around for something that we can work with that's going to be fairly easy to grasp if you've not used it before. I had my favourite hat on and thought, Union Jack, that should do it. So I've had a quick go at it already on the screen behind me. I'm going to show you how to import an image or how to trace an image that you've imported, and some productivity hacks, which might save you a bit of time. It just means a bit of thinking. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so to draw the flag, I thought I'd better get some proper dimensions. So I went over to the flaginstitute.org, which they seem to know everything they need to know about the Union Jack. So there's a letter to Bill, whoever he is. Let's just scroll past that. Right, down the bottom here we've got Union Flag Specification Diagram, which we are going to use as our template. I'm assuming I'm not breaking any copyright. I think that the whole point of this is to be copied, surely. Now the easiest way to get an image into Inkscape is simply right click, copy image, over to Inkscape, right click again, paste. Nice and easy. If you wanted to keep this separate for future reference, you could right click, save image as. I've already done that, which is there. Click on save, shoot back into Inkscape, and come down to, actually if I just delete that to show you, go file, import, select what you need and open. And that just gives you some default messages. Let's just clear that down, and there you go. Okay, so we've now got our dimensions that we want to use. So I'm going to hit B for the Bezier pen tool, and we're going to just outline that outer perimeter edge. Now we could use the shapes tool there and just blast in a rectangle, but because this is the introduction to the pen tool, I think we ought to use a pen. So let's make my first click there. I'm going to hold down Control just to make sure I get that line nice and straight. And down to this one, hold down Control, click again as best I can. And hold down Control, click again. And then back to the origin point to finish. Now we've got, if you look down this bottom left hand corner, we've got Fill None, and stroke is black. We don't want a stroke, we want just a solid colour. So go stroke paint, and we're going to hit the cross there, that'll disappear, and then we're going to hit fill and the solid flat colour. I think that grey is probably going to work okay for us. I don't want white. It's going to be white at the end, but if we use white now it'll be very difficult to see. So I'm just going to bring the opacity down so we can see through it. And then if we just click on the select tool, I'm going to check in these corners and make sure they're as tight as I can get them. I think that one looks okay. That looks okay. So I'm going to base all the other dimensions off these corners. So if they're wrong now, the whole thing will be wrong. And they're all fine. So I'm going to hit B again. Give us the Bezier pen tool. And I think we'll start here. I'm going to click on that there. I'm just navigating around by holding down the center mouse wheel to grab the image, and Control and rolling the mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out. Use those all the time. I'm just using control just to keep the lines nice and straight, and back to the origin point. And we've got the same problem again, we've got stroke and no fill. So let's just go stroke, turn that off, and fill solid, but this time we want it to be red. And if I just go to the select tool, and to make things a little bit quicker, because I know that width there excuse me, the width there is 6 and this is also 6, I'm going to go Control D and just make a new one. We're going to rotate that to 90 degrees. Let me bring the opacity down so I can see through it. Just get this lined up as best we can. That's about right. And then what we're going to do is just make this fit by grabbing the, I've just used the select tool, grab the piece there, and I'm just using that little handle. There we go. Let's come down to the bottom. Do the same again on the bottom. Easy. And then we're going to bring the opacity back up. And we can click off that. So it's starting to take shape. We're going to go back into the Bezier pen tool, pressing B, and finish off the red sections. So we're going to start on that cornering, just see the node. It's just picking that node up, so you know that's exactly where you want it. Hold down Control so it follows the edge. And then it's just sort of best guess really on this. And then back round to the end point. Same again, let's just turn that stroke off and set the fill to red. Now, I don't want to go around each one of these by hand. I could easily do that, but just to make things a bit easier, we're going to go Control D. Oh, select tool first. I'm going to go. That's it, and then I'm all fingers and thumbs here. I've just made a bit of a mess of that. Right, let's just Control D to duplicate it. Move that out of the way, and what we're going to do, because that's exactly the same as this guy down here, all we're going to do is flip it over. It looks similar, but I've actually just changed the end points. There's a point at this end and a flat on that end, so that'll fit nicely onto that corner there. I'm going to hit B again, because these other two diagonals are slightly different, so we need to do those manually. Stroke off, fill on, that's that. And then Control, select tool, Control D, and we'll do the same thing down here. We'll just press, this is the flip button, we'll flip it one way and flip it the other way, and then it's just a case of snapping that into that corner. And then it's the same with the blue ones, so we'll just get straight onto that. B, pick an edge, let's go there, hold down Control, back up to that edge, hold down Control, stroke off, fill on, but this time we want nice blue. Just check these edges are lining up pretty good. Yeah, that's okay. Now this is even easier because there's 8 segments around the outside, but you only need to make 1. So if I go Control D and then just flip him that way, as long as it's lined up, let's check this edge. Pretty good. Sorry, I have getting over a cold. I have a tickly cough. I'm trying my best not to cough down the microphone for you. Control D again, and then just flip him, I think, that way. Yeah. Just get these lined up as best we can. I'm fiddling with it. Should have gone with the first drop, and then Control D and bring him down here and flip him that way. Something like that. And then these guys are actually the same, but just different size. So Control D again, and then let's just get that lined up. Actually, let's use this one because it's the right orientation already. I'm going to drop the opacity down a little way so that we can see through and see what we're doing. If I get that corner lined up, just zoom in with the control and mouse wheel again. That's looking pretty good. I should just be able to... No, I should just be able to hold down control. Oh, use the wrong side. That's better. I used the wrong handle. Sorry. I think I'm going to have to bring up the opacity of this back panel because I can't really see it anymore. That's better. Let's go. I'm holding down control as I slide this to maintain the aspect ratio. So that's the right size. Let's just bring the opacity back up. And Control D, it's just a case of flipping these around and dropping them into the right area. About there. Ooh. Control D again. Control D again. Oh, good shot. If you really want to be precise, you can grab around the outside here. You've got the rules. You can just grab a measure and line all those up. But because the sticker's only going to be small, I think we can probably get away with just eyeballing it. And last job, just click on that back section, make it white, and bring the opacity all the way up. We're on Select Tool. Let's just move them out of the way of the template there. Let's see if it's anything like the first one I did. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Right, next section. Right, that's the vinyl cut out, so let's get it weeded and assembled. So there's the sticker finished. I hope that was of some use to you guys. Leave a comment, see if you've got any ideas for a future video. Maybe even consider subscribing if it's been useful. If you've lasted this long. I know a lot of my audience is American. I'm sorry I didn't do the USA flag, but too many stars for a simple pen tutorial. We might get to that another time. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.